Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation polls where the counting is still underway, so the numbers haven't firmed up just yet. But what you can see there on your screens currently are the leads that we have at this hour. And it does appear that the TRS took an initial lead in this high stakes battle, and after an exceptionally high voltage After an extremely high voltage election, what you're now seeing is visuals of celebration. Now, here's the interesting bit. There are celebrations that are taking place at the TRS office and celebrations that are taking place at the BJP office as well. Now, what really do the numbers indicate at the moment? Uma Sudhir joins us with the very latest. Uma, the TRS may be leading, but it is, a cause of introspection for the TRS because the BJP definitely has registered themselves today as a political alternative in the state of Telangana.
Absolutely, Rishika. What we are now seeing is celebrations in the BJP office because even though, as you mentioned, the TRS has emerged as the single largest party after this municipal election, but they are down by at least 40% of the seats that they had. And it is in fact the BJP that has made a huge gains. They have in fact gone up from 4 to more than 10 times that number. They are going to be getting, it appears, nothing less than 40, and therefore it's a huge surge, and that's the reason why the BJP, as you now can see, are celebrating. We are in fact outside the BJP party headquarters, and everywhere it is these kind of celebrations of people who are hugging each other and celebrating this occasion of being one step away from the from power in Telangana. The Congress, of course, has done poorly. It was not expected to do any better. The MIM has held on to the seats that it had. It is going to be retaining its position, but even that was not unexpected.
Yes.
Because of the fact that the polarizing campaign or the divisive campaign of the BJP has only helped the MIM to consolidate its own base. But the biggest loser in this election is certainly the TRS. 2 years after it came to power, this is almost like a midterm poll that has told it to be now starting to introspect on the mistakes that they have made. But very interestingly, I must point out one thing to you. While the divisive campaign of the BJP managed to get it into the headlines, it is actually the flood relief distribution and unhappiness with the TRS government, because of which the BJP has got these seats. I'll say that because the gains have actually come in the areas like LB Nagar, where there was a lot of flooding that happened, and the flood relief distribution, there was a lot of unhappiness about the way the flood relief distribution happened, the 10,000 rupees promised by the TRS government, and also the BJP managed to reach out to those sections of the population that were in fact unhappy with the TRS. So that's what you're seeing here. This is a party that is saying that in the next 2023 elections, it's going to be a straight fight between the BJP and the TRS from being almost an also ran in all these elections so far.
Right.
Now, they see themselves as the main challengers to the ruling party here, that of course sits in with their national ambition or the ambitions or the plans that they have for South India as well, with Telangana becoming literally a second gateway to the south.
Right.
Back to you.
Uma, two quick questions here. As someone who's covered this election very closely, the BJP set out with a very definitive agenda to make inroads into Telangana ahead of the 2023 election. And from those numbers, making gains of over 37 at the moment, the BJP crossing 40 with just 3 seats in the last municipal elections, I think that's been registered. The second part of my question is about, is there a rethink, or should there be a rethink between the TRS AIMIM? If had they allied once again, would the numbers have been different? Would the story today perhaps have been different?
Absolutely not. The TRS has not allied with the BJP, but there is no question of allying either, because they have their own distinct kind of vote basis that they operate on. In a larger sense, the understanding is that the MIM, while it is limited to the state of Hyderabad, to the city of Hyderabad in Telangana, And in fact, it doesn't go outside of Telangana to even areas like Nizamabad, where in fact there is a Muslim population to which they could have catered, whereas the AIMIM decided to go in fact outside the state, campaigning or getting seats in a Bihar, and now planning to go to a West Bengal as well, and has plans of course for an Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and so on. So that is the kind of understanding that they have. They have distinct political spaces. It is not about getting together with the TRS or otherwise. In fact, it is on that count that the BJP managed to, in many senses, create a fear among the people that TRS is indulging in appeasement politics. That's what the BJP has been saying. And it is in fact,
Uma, we can barely hear you. We can barely hear you because your voice is completely being drowned by the sound of the firecrackers as there are celebrations at the BJP office where Uma is. But it's a very interesting evening because there's celebration at the BJP office as well as the TRS office. So both parties seem to be celebrating because the TRS, is leading. At the same time, they have conceded ground to the BJP. So, whose celebration is it truly, Uma?
The celebration is certainly the BJP's to take, because the TRS actually has lost a lot of ground with 40% of its seats going the BJP way. It's almost a straight transfer of those 40 seats from the TRS kitty into the BJP kitty, and therefore TRS actually has no reason to celebrate despite emerging as the single largest party. There will be two outcomes of this. One is that K.T. Ramarao, who was seen as in many senses in charge of the election in Hyderabad, his standing in that sense will go down a little. Second, KCR has always spoken about national ambitions, having a non-BJP, non-Congress front, but now he will probably have to start concentrating so much more on his home ground, on his domestic ground, so that he doesn't meet the same fate as the Chandrababu Naidu had to in Andhra Pradesh, in neighboring Andhra Pradesh, where he lost ground in Andhra Pradesh, even as he was talking about stitching together an alliance to stand up against the BJP at the center. So the next 3 years from now, countdown really starts for the assembly elections, because the BJP very clearly is going to go on the aggressive. We had the Prime Minister himself calling the state BJP president, who is a corporator, who got elected as an MP and became the state BJP chief, Bandi Sanjay. He called him after the election, congratulated him on the election, and said that this kind of a tempo has to be kept going till the assembly election, because they do see Telangana as a low-hanging fruit, something that can be within the BJP kitty very, very soon if they are able to play their cards right. And that's precisely what they seem to have done, starting with only what appears like a municipal election, a very local body election. And yet, this is something that the BJP is certainly going to use as a stepping stone for power in Telangana, and subsequently getting those numbers in Parliament as well in 2024.
Uma, very quickly, if you look at the numbers, the TRS may go below 60, which will, as per your calculation, be a 40% drop, given the fact that they had 99, they won 99 in the last election. The BJP may cross 40, having just 3 seats in the last election. So it is a very significant drop and a very significant increase that one is actually looking at over here. Is there cause for introspection, perhaps even disappointment in the TRS, because the visuals go to show that they are still, going to put up a face that they are celebrating?
The verdict that has come today, Rishika, is a face-saving verdict for the TRS. But it is in no way a verdict on which they can celebrate. They have managed to save face in Hyderabad, where they had 99 of those wards, as you mentioned. But they will have to start introspecting from here on what went wrong. I'll also point out that it is not just the template of the MIM, the access of the MIM that the BJP used that has worked here. As I was pointing out, the gains for the BJP have come from those areas which were flooded and where there was anger about the flood relief distribution, and from among those sections of the population that were disgruntled or unhappy with the TRS here. And therefore, this is more to be seen as a vote against the TRS. The policies of the TRS rather than a positive vote for the BJP. The BJP, it so happens, came as an alternative which can offer an alternative, something that can be a viable alternative to the TRS, and that's the reason they have got the votes, not necessarily on the main campaign plank on which they had carried out the week-long campaign here, bringing in the national leaders and so on. It is just that the TRS own failings have come now back to them, because of which their fall in numbers has happened.